Today, we're diving into OpenAI's GPT-5, their most advanced AI model yet. GPT-5 delivers PhD-level expertise across coding, writing, health, math, and visual reasoning. It features a unified system that dynamically chooses between quick responses and deep reasoning, significantly reduces hallucinations and deception, and introduces safer, more helpful answers with its new Safe Completions training. It's also more customizable with preset personalities and offers a powerful GPT-5 Pro version for the toughest tasks. GPT-5 is now rolling out to all ChatGPT users, promising a new era of smarter, faster, and more reliable AI assistants. So, what's all the buzz about? Well, GPT-5 isn't just faster or sharper. It's what OpenAI calls a unified system. That means it can decide on the fly whether to give you a quick answer or to dig in and think deeply, depending on the problem you throw at it. And this decision happens in real time, using a smart router that looks at the complexity of your request, the tools needed, and even little cues you give it, like saying, "Think hard about this." If you hit your usage limit, a mini version of the model steps in to keep things moving. Performance-wise, it's off the charts. We're talking state-of-the-art results in coding, math, visual reasoning, health, and more. On math tests like AIME 2025, GPT-5 hits 94.6% without tools. In coding, it nails 88% on complex multi-language benchmarks, and in health, it scores higher than any previous model on realistic medical scenarios. Basically, it's gotten so good that Sam Altman, OpenAI's CEO, says GPT-3 felt like talking to a high schooler, GPT-4 was like a college student, and GPT-5? That's your PhD in anything, friend. Now, one of the biggest improvements? Hallucinations. Those moments when AI just makes stuff up. GPT-5 is about 45% less likely to do that than GPT-4o. And when it's in deep thinking mode, the accuracy jumps way up, making it 80% less likely to mess up compared to the older o3 model. It's also been trained to admit when it can't do something, instead of bluffing its way through. For example, in a test where all images were removed from prompts, older models would still confidently describe those non-existent images. GPT-5? It owned up to not having them. And it's not just about accuracy. The style feels different too. Earlier updates made ChatGPT overly flattering, even sycophantic. That's been rolled back hard. Now GPT-5 is more balanced, thoughtful, and less "yes, you're always right" human. It feels like a friend who's smart enough to challenge you, not just nod along. Coding fans, you're in for a treat. This is the most powerful coding model OpenAI has ever released. It's not just spitting out basic functions. It can generate fully responsive websites, apps, and games in one go, and with actual aesthetic sense. We're talking better typography, clean layouts, smart use of white space, like a developer who's also a designer. And because it's better at debugging large code bases, it could save developers hours or even days of work. Writers, too, get a major upgrade. GPT-5 handles creative projects with way more nuance. Think sustaining a tricky poetic rhythm, weaving complex narratives, or polishing professional reports so they sound natural and engaging. Whether it's free verse poetry or a corporate email, it balances structure with flow like never before. Then there's health, one of the most sensitive areas for AI. GPT-5 adapts to your knowledge level, geography, and context, helping you understand results, ask smarter questions, and weigh options. It's not a doctor, and OpenAI makes that clear, but it's more like a well-informed partner in your healthcare journey. And with its higher scores on HealthBench, it's clearly more reliable than its predecessors. Now, here's where OpenAI really changes the game. Safe completions. Instead of flat-out refusing a question if it might have risks, GPT-5 is trained to give helpful, safe, high-level answers where possible. For example, if you ask about something that could be misused, it might explain the concepts in a harmless way, suggest safe alternatives, or clarify why it can't give the detailed answer. This approach handles those tricky dual-use scenarios way better than the old binary yes-no safety system. And customization is getting more fun too. GPT-5 can follow your instructions better and even adopt preset personalities: cynic, robot, listener, or nerd. Each changes how it talks to you without needing long prompt engineering. They're rolling these out for text first, with voice coming later. Of course, all of this has to be balanced with safety in high-risk domains like biology and chemistry. OpenAI treated GPT-5's deep thinking mode as a high-capability system in those fields and loaded it with safeguards, from always-on monitors to multi-layered defenses to prevent misuse. They've put in thousands of hours of red teaming to stress test it. For the most demanding tasks, there's also GPT-5 Pro. This version thinks longer, processes more deeply, and delivers the most comprehensive answers possible. On extremely hard science and reasoning benchmarks, it leads the pack. In real-world testing, with over 1,000 tough prompts, external experts prefer GPT-5 Pro almost 68% of the time over the regular deep thinking mode. And if you're wondering how to get it, here's the rollout. GPT-5 is now the default in ChatGPT for all signed-in users, replacing a bunch of older models. Free tier users will start seeing it right away, though their limits will be lower. Plus, subscribers get more usage. Pro users get unlimited access in GPT-5 Pro, and teams or enterprises get generous limits for organizational use. OpenAI says about 700 million people use ChatGPT weekly, and with GPT-5, they're expecting that number to climb. Altman himself calls this the beginning of a new era for humanity. Big talk, sure, but considering the leaps in reasoning, honesty, and usability, it's not just hype. Even critics agree it's more competent and reliable, though some point out that a lot of this is evolution, not revolution. Oh, and there's some AI industry drama too. Right before GPT-5's launch, Anthropic cut off OpenAI's access to its API, accusing them of violating terms. OpenAI said it was just standard practice to test other systems for progress and safety. And of course, rivals like Google, Meta, Amazon, and Elon Musk's xAI are all in their own races to claim the world's smartest AI crown. Musk even says his Grok 4 Heavy is smarter than GPT-5, so expect some heated comparisons in the months ahead. What's clear though is that GPT-5 is aiming to feel less like a machine and more like that ridiculously smart, always helpful friend who actually admits when they don't know something. Whether you're coding, writing, learning, or just curious, this is the closest ChatGPT has ever come to that general intelligence dream. By the way, if you're enjoying this breakdown of what GPT-5 brings to the table, and you want to keep up with the biggest AI news before everyone else, hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps the channel keep bringing you these deep dives. In the end, GPT-5 might not be the final step toward AGI, but it's a big one. And as Altman says, there are orders of magnitude more gains to come if we're ready to keep investing in the sheer compute power to get there. So, whether you see it as the start of a new AI era or just the next step in a long journey, one thing's for sure. This conversation about what AI can do is far from over.